Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Goraknath Patil and the topic which is assigned to me is a decentralized algorithm for mutual exclusion. So, let's get started. So, before learning about decentralized algorithm, let's just know what is a mutual exclusion. So, mutual exclusion is defined as concurrent access of process to shared resource or data is executed in mutually exclusive manner. So, in distributed systems, we neither have a shared memory nor a common physical clock, and therefore we cannot solve the mutual exclusion problem using shared variable. So, to eliminate the mutual exclusion problem, in distributed system, approach based on message passing is used. So, what are these two approaches for mutual exclusion? There are two types of approaches. First is a token based approach. In token based approach, a unique token is shared among all the sites. And the next approach is non-token based approach or a permission based approach. In this approach, a site communicates with another sites in order to determine which sites should execute critical section next, and this requires exchange of two or more successive rounds of message among sites. So let's just see what is a permission based approach. So a permission based approach is a process waiting to access the resource first requires the permission of other process. There are many different ways toward granting such permission, and these are like centralized algorithm, decentralized algorithm, distributed algorithm, and token ring algorithm. So we will now study about decentralized algorithm in detail. So what is a decentralization algorithm? So decentralized algorithm is defined as the access to share the resource process will require the majority of vote coordinator, and it will be based on the maximum vote that resource will be allocated. So if a process want to access the resource, it needs to get a minimum of m votes and n by 2, that is half of the total votes. So why is decentralized algorithm better than a centralized algorithm? So the decentralized algorithm is better than centralized algorithm because the problem in centralized is that only a single system is the coordinator, and if it crashes it leads to an issue. So that is why decentralized algorithm is better. Then let's just study what is the main purpose of decentralized algorithm. So the main purpose is to use a voting algorithm that can be executed using DHT based system. In essence, the solution extends the central coordinator in following way. Each resource is assumed to be replicated n times, and every replica has its own coordinator for controlling the access by concurrent process. This is how exactly the decentralized algorithm works. So let's just have a detailed information about decentralized algorithm. So this scheme essentially makes the original centralized solution less vulnerable to failures of a single coordinator. The assumption is that when the coordinator crashes, it recovers quickly but will have forgotten any vote it gave before it crashed. Another way of viewing this is that a coordinator reset itself at arbitrary moments. The risk that we are taking is that a reset will make the coordinator forget that it had previously granted permission to some process to access the resource. As a consequence, it may incorrectly grant this permission again to another process after its recovery. And if the permission to access the resource is denied, then it is assumed that it will back off for randomly chosen time and make a next attempt later. So this is how exactly is a decentralized algorithm. So what are the disadvantages of decentralized algorithm? So the problem with this scheme is that if many nodes want to access the same resource, it turns out the utilization rapidly drops. In other words, there are so many nodes competing to get access that eventually no one is able to get enough votes, leaving the resource unused. So this is the total information about the decentralization algorithm. So that's all about decentralization algorithm, and thank you.